Hello there, Adam Bazalgette here, founder of Scratch Golf Academy. Today, my favorite drill of all, it's one I do. You can get better at golf, significantly better if you'll do this 10 minutes a week. I'll show you how you can do it in just 10 minutes a week, a couple of the pitfalls and why it is such a valuable drill. Show you 3 great players that do this drill as well. Okay, why don't drills generally help golfers? I've had 35 years full-time teaching experience now. That's not necessarily that the drill is bad, but the reason they generally don't help is, first off, people's awareness doesn't really build. They just do the drill thinking it's going to be magic for them. And secondly, they might be able to do some part of the drill, but when they go to actually hit the ball, it doesn't fit with what they normally do, so they really can't put it into practice properly. Now, I'm going to show you the drill. My favorite, Hogan, Woods, that's 2 pretty good ones. VJ Single did this drill and many others probably. Let's have a look at Ben Hogan doing that and we'll get into it. Okay, here's Ben Hogan decades ago as an older guy at Seminole hitting a ball for someone. Look at the waves coming in at normal speed and just watch the speed he's actually swinging at is super slowly and just bumps the ball along the ground. The whole swing, you can tell he has done that before. That was not the first time he's ever tried that drill. So we'll get out there working on it. I'll show you the 2 big pitfalls towards the end of the video, why I think this works so well, why I think it's the best drill ever. Remember, you can do this at different speeds. I'll do one at slow, one at mid-speed as the video goes, but you should certainly start slower. Let's have a look. All right, let's try one. I've got a couple of things I'm working on. Now, you might find it a little bit easier to do off a tee. That's perfectly fine. And by the way, let me just interject this. We talked about 10 minutes of practice a week. You can do this at home. Put a paper wad on the ground or a wiffle ball. You swing at that speed and hit a wiffle ball or a paper wad. Unless you've got original Van Gogh on the paint on the wall or something, you're not in any danger of doing any damage. So you can get your 10 minutes in. You can do it. It's realistic. Now, there's 2 big pitfalls that I see when people do this. And I've had lots of experience having people try this. I'll demonstrate one just like I did. That ball actually hit that solidly, went maybe 25 yards, something like that. Golfer gets up, whack, ball goes 110 yards. In other words, they don't do it slow enough. And the reason they don't do it slow enough generally is because the power of the ball, the attempt to make solid contact, the instinct once the ball is underneath them take over, and it's difficult for them to regulate that. Now, I'm just telling you, the great majority of golfers, again, I've got a lot of experience in this with my own game as well as others, once that ball's down there, you might as well have a gun in their ear hole. They react instinctively. If you're that sort of a player that doesn't experience any freedom, at least in practice or off a tee, when you're out there working on your game, your progress, I guarantee you, will be very, very minimal. So make sure you're doing it slowly enough. Okay, I'm going to hit a swing here a little bit quicker than that, and I'm going to top the ball. Topped it along the ground. In other words, I have some freedom here. I'm not tied to solid contact there. So experience this in slow enough motion, you'll get the benefit. That one was a little bit more energy. That was a 9-iron that maybe went 90 yards or so. For me, a normal 9-iron's maybe 140. Okay, quickly, before we get to our second pitfall, Jeff Ritter, great friend of mine, great golf coach out in Oregon. You may have seen him in Golf Digest, was telling me a story one day. He's at Augusta in Tiger's heyday. He's in the little bleachers in the old driving range waiting for the great man to come out there and practice. Out he comes. This was a practice round day maybe. Gets his driver, everyone's excited, hits for 15 minutes, doesn't hit a single ball more than about 80 yards total. Literally hitting it in slow motion. They're all disappointed, but it was a demonstration that he does that drill as well. VJ Singh was known for this as well. I've seen a little bit of film of him hitting drives incrementally. He'd hit one maybe 40 yards, maybe 80, 120, and in chunks work up to his normal, probably 300-yard drive. So these great players do this drill. Let's get to our second point. All right, here's the second pitfall or problem, and you'll have to be your own best coach in this, but if you pay attention, you'll sense it. A lot of times when I can get someone to do this drill, they haven't really done it before, but they are doing it pretty slowly. What you'll see is either sticking points or sudden rush points. It won't look fluid throughout like Hogan did there. So what you'll see is it may start slowly, then it kind of gets a bit jerky or stops, and then a bit quick. It doesn't look like it flows. And what that really means is the mind is unsure of certain positions and movement patterns and gets a bit stuck there. That's okay. You just need to recognize that. But through practice, some without the ball, some with the ball, you'll get that thing where it literally flows through in a fluid fashion, you are ready to really make it work then. Let's look again from here at why this definitively, in my opinion, is the best drill. What's so good about it? So two real reasons why I think this is the best drill. Maybe the less important one, if you like, it's always easy to add speed back into the swing or motion. So if you can get something moving correctly and properly, adding speed back in is a piece of cake. So that's the way to work on it. If you're learning to drive, don't go out on the busy interstate first hour. Go in the back road or the driveway. When you're good at it on a slow speed, then add speed. The second reason, and I think this is the biggest one, let's take one of the most common things people struggle with. We don't need that ball right there. That is, let's say, getting down in the slot here. They get a little bit steeper on the shot. I mean, the great majority of people I've given golf lessons to over the years can pose at the top and kind of drop that thing into the slot. But when you have them hit a ball at full speed, it doesn't quite show up that way. It gets steeper, at least for a period of time it does. So the reason that is because once the mind locks on to solid contact, it's not easy to hit that wretched ball with a 3-foot long golf club in a sweet spot that big. It is neurologically going to go somewhere where it knows where the ball is. So in this case, you can do it slowly enough. You may make some mistakes at the very beginning. You can get in the slot and then start to feel what shows up. What do I have to feel from there to get the club on the ball? So it's slow enough. It allows you not to just connect to the golf ball mentally, but to get in the place you want to be and see how your mind and body deal with that, and sort of figure out subconsciously how you can then connect that to the golf ball. And I'm telling you, if you'll do this 10 minutes a week, you can do it at home for 8 of those minutes. It's achievable. You will change your golf game. It's good enough for Hogan Woods and VJ. It's certainly good enough for us. Hope this helps.